So for me, it's wonderful to be at this 49th ESDR meeting because I've been coming to the ESDR for more than half its history. I remember my very first meetings were back in the early 1990s. I remember a meeting in Vienna, which I really got introduced to the community of clinicians and scientists working on skin disease. So I think my memory goes back to the early 1990s. The ESDR has transformed dramatically over the last 25 years. I remember those first meetings that I went to. The research was all about discovery. It was about illustrating abnormalities in skin biology and skin science, and it wasn't particularly investigative. It wasn't particularly mechanistic, and it definitely wasn't very therapeutic. So what we've seen over the last 25 years is the introduction of new techniques like cell sorting, genetics, transgenic mice, into newer technologies beyond that that take us to a stage where we can model disease, understand disease, and now, as we see at this meeting, there are lots of presentations, posters and talks about treatments, new treatments that are being tested based on these mechanistic models that have emerged over the last 25 years and largely presented at the ESDR. So it's been a pleasure to be coming for so many years to the ESDR, and it was a great honor for me to become the Society's president in 2007-2008. And that really was the start of a transformational period in the history of the ESDR. So one of the jobs that I was very proud of achieving was expanding opportunities for Eastern Europe. Within the board, we started to develop new horizons, new opportunities for people in Eastern Europe to join this expanding investigative dermatology world. And so that was a great experience for me. But also beyond that, one of the things that I'm very proud of is being able to be part of that group that expanded the horizons of the ESDR. By that I mean not just across the continent, but globally as well. I was particularly proud to be part of the group that developed better relationships with our Japanese colleagues, the JSID. So my presidency took in the tricontinental, as it was then, now the IID meeting in Kyoto, 2008. And I think that was the first time that we were able to bring together large numbers of Europeans, Americans, Japanese, and other citizens from around the world to really expand this community. So one of the things I'm most proud of as a former president of the ESDR is being able to contribute to that expansion of international dermatology. Also during my watch, we managed to establish the Collegiality Awards, which are these international exchange opportunities for young clinician scientists or scientists to visit other departments around the world and to become part of this personal development and community development for investigative dermatology. So there are many things that I'm proud of, and it's been wonderful to see the ESDR build on some of the things that I did and take it to even greater strengths of international collaboration and productivity in this world of science and the skin. So one of the great things about the ESDR is you discover what real collaborations there are. You look around this particular meeting and you'll see participants from dozens of different countries. And the collaborations that they have between individuals attending are not just on paper, they're real collaborations, exchanges between groups. We have some fascinating collaborations which are really accelerating the pace of discovery in dermatology and also the testing of new treatments and even still understanding important new facts about this great organ, the skin. So this international collaboration story continues to grow, and the ESDR has been at the heart of creating a perfect atmosphere for academic, professional, and of course social interaction as well, which is a real important part of meetings and one that the ESDR has really excelled at over the years. I think the ESDR has been an amazing organization for attracting new delegates to come to its meetings. And for me, when I was president, I remember speaking to the Japanese Society president at the time and saying, well, maybe if there are some nice venues around Europe, that I can get the meeting to. Maybe you could bring 50 or so Japanese colleagues. At the time, he balked at the suggestion and said, "Oh, that's a lot of pressure to try and develop that." But we then followed it up with meetings in Budapest, where we had a fantastic party as well as great science, and then a wonderful meeting in Helsinki. And those venues and the quality of the meeting were what started to attract our Japanese friends to come more and more to the ESDR, to make it their #1 international meeting. And now you find at the ESDR last year, the single largest country delegates attending the ESDR is not from France, is not from Germany, but it's from Japan. And I think that's a mark of true international collaboration and a true testament to the success of the ESDR as the #1 international investigative society for dermatology research. So we're coming up to a 50th year birthday party for the ESDR, which will be fantastic. And going back to Amsterdam, the home of the ESDR in those early years, will be a true mark and celebration of everything that's been achieved. We've seen so much discovery in science in skin brought about through presentations at the ESDR. But the pace of discovery, the pace of change and innovation, collaboration, not just amongst academics, but amongst clinicians, amongst industry, amongst all sorts of other partners, the acceleration in what's being discovered is truly amazing. And I would predict that the next 50 years for the ESDR is going to be really healthy and going to be one of amazing discovery, innovation and benefit for patients. And I'm really excited about that. Plus, I hope we have a great party.